Alright, so we are at part 2 of session 3, and we are still talking about MS Word. So this lesson is called Formatting Text, and for this we will be spending most of our time here in the Home tab. Alright, so the Home tab groups Word's formatting tools into 3 categories. We have the first category, which is font, second is paragraph, and third, styles. So when we say font, it defines the font size, color, highlighting, and style, which can be bold, italic, underlined, strike through, superscript, subscript, and case of a letter or a symbol, or any single character in Word which you type. Right. When we say paragraph, it defines the justification, which can be left, center, or right, the line spacing, shading, borders, indentation, formatting, symbols, and list styles, which can be bullet, numbered, and outlined for every collection of characters or lines in Word, right, which you also type. And lastly, we have the styles, which are predefined formats that you can apply to your text, which can be both characters or a collection of characters, right? So our first topic here is called changing the font style, or rather just changing the font. So changing the font is the most common way to format text. Alright, the font defines the uniform style and appearance of letters. So as a general rule, try not to use more than 3 fonts in a document. If you use too many fonts, the overall appearance may be annoying and distracting. So to change the font size, we need some dummy text first. So let's use our trusty lorem ipsum. So we're just going to use the default number of paragraphs this time. Right? So first, let's say we want to replace this. So we just have to copy it or select it, then choose a font. Right? So let's just say I want Arial Black, or I want this one as Onyx. So I can select that and it changes its overall appearance, right? So that's how we change fonts. And our next topic is changing the font size, so that's easy. All you have to do is again select your text, then you can change the number here. Select the number here for the size. So we are measuring pixels this time. So when we say 8, we mean 8 pixels. Alright, so let's try that again. 8. Let's select 8 here. So there we have it, 8. Then we can go as far as 100, I think. So as you can see, we only have 72 as the maximum here, but you can actually extend this by typing the number manually in the text box. Right, so we have 100. Let's see if we can push it to 300. So there we have it, 300, and that's just a period at the end. So that's a lot of text. So let's put it back to 25. There we go. So you can also put decimals here if you want. Let's say I want some 11.5 here. So there we have it. Or like 10.03. I think it accepts that. Alright. Doesn't like single decimals, but it likes numbers to the 10th decimal. So we can have 11.7. I think that's good enough. So it only wants 11.5 or 0.5. I believe in 2009 we can put additional decimals here. But this is 2003. Microsoft Office 2003, so we're not allowed yet. So if you're too lazy to do that, you can use these buttons. It increases the size depending on the levels of sizes here in the list. So if you use this, let's see, we're at 16, so let's just memorize 18, 20, and 22. Let's see if the sizes skip that much. So 16, then 20, 22, there we go. 22, 20, 18, 16. See? But again, if you're also still very lazy and you don't want to use your mouse, you can also use your keyboard. Just press Ctrl and the square bracket. Alright, the square bracket goes after O and P in the text in the keyboard. So the opening square bracket, the one that looks like this, makes your text smaller. Alright, I'm pressing it this time. Then the closing bracket, which looks like this, makes text bigger. Right, so that's how you change the size of your font. Next we have changing the text style. So when we say text style, we don't actually mean the design, we just mean the style or the appearance of our text. Alright, so let's put this back to a font that we can manipulate easier. Let's put it to Sego, or rather just Arial, a common font. There we go. Let's remove the black. There, and let's fix the font size to 10. There we go. So when we change the text style, we have to work here in the font group, and these below are the text styles. So we have bold, italic, underline, strike through, we have subscript and superscript. So first we will demonstrate bold. So B, just press on this, select B or Control B, and it will make your text bold, right? So it doubles the width of your font. Nothing fishy about that, right? So if you're lazy, just press Control B and it will work the same. Next we have italic. So italic will italicize or slump the direction of your letters, right? So you can press the I over here, or if you're lazy, you can just do Control I. So that's the shortcut key for italic. Next we have underline. So again, select this, click on the U, just like that, we have underline. Or if you're lazy, you can use Control U, which is the shortcut for underline, right? Let's put next we have the strike through. So the strike through process something out by drawing a line through it. So again, we just have to select something, maybe just a word. It works with a word too, just a single word will work. So select the word, then press that. Press that strike through. As you can see, there is now a line straight through the word. See? So let me just strike through the whole line here. There we go. As you can see, there's a line that goes through the entire text. Right, that's what a strike through looks like. Then we have a superscript and a subscript, right? So a subscript has a number below it, and the superscript has a number above it. So they're small numbers. So for subscript, you can use this for elements like H2O for compounds, right? So let's try H2O. I think it will work this way. So if I want this 2 to be placed below H, I just have to use a subscript for this, and just like that, it becomes a smaller 2, right? That's how you use a subscript. For a superscript, I think we can use it for exponents. So let's just say x raised to 2. I think we can use a superscript for that to make, yeah, there it goes. So that's how you use a superscript and a subscript. So those are the available text styles in Microsoft Word. Okay, again, we have bold, we have italic, underline, strike through, then we have a subscript and a superscript. Alright, so now I think we are going to change colors. Alright, so color can emphasize text, and there are 2 ways to change the color. So first is changing the color of the text, which is called the font color, and the next is highlighting the text. So again, 2 ways to color text. First is by changing the font color, and second is by highlighting. So again, let's just delete this and let's use another lorem ipsum. Right, so first we want to change the color of this. To change the color of something, you just have to select a word, a character, a word, or a paragraph. In this case, we're going to use a paragraph. Select that, go here, click on that to change the font color, and select the color. So let's use something like red. Yeah, sure. So let's use red. So that is red. So as you can see here, red becomes the default color here. So if you select the color, as you select the line and click on this, you don't actually have to click on this to select red again. You just have to click on this letter and it will immediately become red. Until of course if you select another color, then it will be the next default color. Then you can use it again, like this. Alright? So that's how you change the font color. Now to highlight, all you have to do is select this, select the line, select the text, or select the character, then click on this. The same way you click on the font color to change the color. So you can click on this arrow to select the color here, like that. You can emphasize this. You can emphasize text if you are pretty much used to using highlighter pens, right? So you can use that to highlight, like so. Alright. And just be reminded that when you highlight something, you can still actually change the color. Depends on you, right? So that is how you change colors in text. You can either change the font color or use a highlighter to emphasize text, because the purpose of changing color is mostly for emphasis rather than for aesthetic purposes, right? So that is how we change the colors. Next we will use text effects. So let's just highlight this. Alright, using text effects. So if you want a fast way to select text and choose the same, or to format text and to make it appear colorful, so you can use text effect for that if you're ultra lazy, right? Or if you just want something fast and easy, you can use that. So let's remove this and put a new lorem. I think I just want one. So let's do that. There we go. So we want a fast text effect or text style for this. So we want a fast text effect without actually clicking on a lot of things. So we just have to select this, then click on this A with a shadow and a glow near the highlighter and the font color buttons. Alright, so click on that, and here you will be given choices, different choices on the effects you want. So you can choose from some default effects, some predefined effects, or you can actually set your own. Right, so here we have, I think, something that looks metallic. Right, so we have that. Let's see if we can actually enlarge this. Let's put it on 30. Alright, so 30. Okay, we're lagging for a bit. There we go. So as you can see, we actually have a metallic sheen to our letters right now. It looks almost 3D. So that's one of the effects for text effect. So you can also still choose outlines or shadows, reflection or glow. So you can select it there if you want. So that's how you select text effects. If you're too lazy to use the to personalize some effects on your own, right? There we go. You just have to use text effects, and MS Word will do all the hard work for you, right? So there we have it, text effects. So next we have justifying text alignment. So let me just, yeah, okay. So let's just zoom out and I'll show you how to justify text. Right. Let me just pick something. Take something. Yeah. Right, I think I can copy this. There we go. Oops. Alright. Sorry about that. Delete and paste. Right, so we have this text. So we want to justify the text alignment for it. So when we say the text alignment, it's the position of the characters with respect to the margins of the page. Right? So let's just say we have this. So our alignments, we have 4 available alignments right now in MS Word. We have left alignment, center alignment, right alignment, and something we call justify. So if you want to align text to the left, you just have to select the text, then click on left alignment. As you can see, all the letters went to the left, and it left the margin to the right alone, right? So it's all aligned to the left. If you're lazy, you can use Ctrl L for that, and it will do the trick. If you want to align it at the center, you can select this, or you can do Ctrl E, right? Ctrl E is the shortcut, or is the keyboard shortcut for the center alignment. For the right alignment, you can click on this, or you can use Ctrl R. Ctrl R is good for right alignment. And lastly, we have justify. Justify, it makes the it aligns all the text and adjusts the spacing between the text so that the text will be aligned to both the left and the right margins. All right, so it will look like a square when you look at it from afar, or it will look equal when you look at it from afar. So newspapers and magazines usually use this because it looks very formal and very organized, right? So you can click on this. It looks like a box, aligned text at the top, or you can use Ctrl J for justify, right? So again, let's review the shortcuts. Ctrl L for align to the left, Ctrl R for align to the right, Ctrl E for alignment to the center, and Ctrl J for alignment based on justification, or to align by justify, right? So those are the text alignments that we can talk about. All right, so now we have making lists. So we have 3 kinds of lists, and lists are used to organize texts, right? To organize ideas in text. So I think we can what kind of lists can we have? Maybe colors. Colors are good, right? So we have red, orange, let's just go with a rainbow, yellow, what's next? Green, blue, RGB, indigo, and violet. Okay, good. Alright, so we have that. So we have to make this into a list. So we have 3 kinds of lists again. We have bullets, we have numbered lists, and we have multi-level lists. So we use bullets when we have to make a list without any logical relationship to each other. So you don't actually have to have an order for it. It can be just like a nominal list, right? A simple nominal list. So here we just have to select the numbers, or select the items that we want to put into a list. Then we just have to select them, then click on this. It will immediately turn them into a bulleted list, right? Here we go. So now it's a list, a bulleted list. So let's just say that we need an ordered list, right? So to make an ordered list, we need something that's in order. So let's just say we want numbers. We want to enumerate a numbered list, if that makes sense. So we're gonna put 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I want to number them based on the name of the number. So we just have to select this, then click on this, select the number. There we go. We have a numbered list based on a list that includes the names of numbers. Right, so there we have it. We have a bulleted list and a numbered list. So there are also shortcuts on how to make bulleted lists or numbered lists. Alright, I believe if you want to make a bulleted list, you just have to type an asterisk, put a space, and there we go. We now have a bullet. So again, you just have then to continue on making the list, you just have to press enter after every line or every entry, and it will make a new bullet below it. If you want to get rid of the bullet, just put a double space and it will work. Double enter, press enter twice and it will work. Or you can also press enter, then backspace to delete the bullet. Alright? So to start a numbered list without actually using your mouse, you can just type 1, put a period after it, then press space, and I think automatically it will work. Apparently it doesn't. Alright, it doesn't want to work this way. But in other versions of Microsoft it will work. Right? 1, press, yeah. Doesn't work here. Anyway, that's the shortcut for the numbering. So next we have a multi-level list. So multi-level lists work like this, as you can see. It can alternate between bullets and numbers, or numbers then letters then other types of numbers. So you can do this by either doing this, click on that, then doing this. Right. So at first you won't be able to see anything, but when you press enter, then press on tab, you can see that the smaller bullet or the bullet under it actually changes its appearance to another type of bullet. Right, you can actually redesign the bullet if you want. You just have to select one of these and the appearance of the bullet should change. There you go. So apple and such, what other things are red? Blood is red, right? So what's orange? I don't know, what is orange? Maybe an orange. There we go. So that's all you have to do. That's all you have to know actually. Bulleted lists exist because there are lists without order and you just want to put down a list of something. Be it elements or be it random objects that you just want to put in a neat list. So we have bullets for that. Then for numbered lists, we have things that have order or logic behind them. So they have to be placed with numbers. They can be steps for a recipe or steps for some procedure that you need to show people or demonstrate. So you can use numbered lists for that. And we have multi-level list if you have lists that are nested. You know, nested lists, which are lists with sub-lists under it, or with some underlying ideas after it, or if you have some topics with some ideas that it can umbrella. So that's where we use multi-level lists. So an example of a multi-level list, a perfect example of a multi-level list and a customized numbering system would be an exam. So let me see if I can make you something. So I want to make a multiple choice entry for an exam. So I'm just going to put a simple mathematical question. 1 + 1 equals blank. So I want this to be number 1 in my exam. So I'm gonna put this here. So as you can see, I don't have the write your letter before on the blank before the number option. So I'm going to define a new number format. For that, we have this. Where's that? There we go. So we have a new number format here, and I'm actually going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 lines before the number, so that the student will actually have something to write on before they answer, for their answer, right? So then I'm going to press OK. And just like that, I think, yes, there we go. So we have 1 plus 1 equals something. If I press on enter, I will be given another blank with another number with a blank before it. So I can put like 5 minus 2 equals blank again after it. So let's just say that this is not actually number 1. This is number 5, and I want to change that. So all we have to do is change the numbering value. So if I want this to be number 5, I can do that. I can start a number list with a number other than 1. Alright, so I will just set the new numbering value. Then I'm going to set the value to 5. So if I press OK, my list will immediately start at 5. So I think you noticed that my indentation changed, so I'm just going to adjust my indentation, and just like that, we're back to our regular number indentation, and our list now starts with 5. So we were talking about multi-level list earlier, so I told you that the perfect example would be a multiple choice question. So here's how we do it. So I pressed enter. Let me repeat that. So I pressed enter, and I was given a number 6 entry for my numbered list, but I don't want that. I want the nested list. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to press on tab, and just like that, the numbered list change. Now I have to change this to letters because I'm currently given Roman numerals for that. So I just have to select this one, which are letters, and let's wait for it, and just like that, we have it. So we can put our answers for it. 4, then we have 1, then we have 2. Okay. So now we have a question, then numbers. Same goes here. Just have to press tab. Just like that. 5 minus 2 is 3. For B we can put 1, we can put 7, then we put 5. Right. So that is a perfect example of a multi-level list. A numbers, what do we call that thing? A numbering value that doesn't start with 1. A numbered list that doesn't start with 1. And we also have a customized number format for our numbered list. So that is making a list and customizing a list and renumbering numbered list. I'm sorry, I forgot to highlight the our topics, but that is what we did. Alright. So now we will move on to using the ruler. So when you create a document, Word creates margins automatically. When we say margins, we mean this, right? So to show you what a margin actually looks like, I have to turn on the grid lines. So let's just wait for the grid lines to appear. Okay, so these squares, or this grid that you see on the screen, are grid lines, and the space without grid lines are actually spaces for the margins. So far our margins are 1 by 1, right? 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch. That's top, bottom, left, and right respectively. So if you want to change the margins, you have to go to page layout for that, and actually select your own type of margin that you want. Alright, you have narrow margin, moderate, wide, mirrored, and office default. So far we have the normal margin, which is 1 inch all around. Alright, so we can actually mess with the rulers on this one. So we can actually mess with the margins. So to do that, we need some free text to play with. So we just have to insert a new page, or rather just press enter for that. There we go. So here's a new page, and we will insert our own lorem again. There we go. So I just have to hide the grid for now so you can see what I mean. Let's hide the grid lines. There we go. So we can actually mess with the margins by selecting a text and pulling on the margins here. So this is the first line indent handle. if you move this, this first line will actually be indented and it will move to the left, to the right rather. So if I select this, then click on the left margin or the indent margin, it will actually move. And this is actually an accurate ruler. One line of this is 1 inch. Alright, so 4 and 5, between this 4 and 5 is literally 1 inch. Alright, so you can use that. So far my document or my paragraph has been indented. The first line of my paragraph has been indented for 1/2 inch. Right. So if I want to move this, to indent this whole paragraph, I can use this indentation, increasing indent button. So if I press on this, the indent will move, right? As you can see here, the handles also moved. The margin handles also moved, so I can actually edit that. Or I can move it manually by pressing on this, by dragging this. Click and drag is the key, everyone. Just click and drag. So you can click and drag on that. Just remember that if you click and drag on this small square under the handle, it will move the entire left handles, or the entire group of handles on the left. Right? See how it also moves the left, the upper handle here? That's how it affects it. But if you, let's just leave it here. If you just move this one, it will just, let's see if I can isolate this. No, it doesn't want to be isolated. Alright. Let's see if I can isolate this. Nope, doesn't want to be isolated. Alright. So that is how you move the margins using the rulers. You just have to drag them. This one, this lonely guy over here, this is the right margin handle. You can actually also move this around. So if I drag this, it actually moves the selected text or paragraph. Alright, so if you don't select it, it doesn't get affected. Right, so that is how you adjust the ruler and the left and right paragraph margins. Alright, so here now we'll be using the styles. So we're here at using styles now. So these are the styles. So I think I talked about this earlier when I explained headers to you, when we were talking about how to search for headers in a document. So let's put this back the way it was before. Right, there we go. So so for styles, styles is an alternative to choosing fonts, font sizes, and text styles. So styles are actually predefined formatting styles. So to do that, you just have to select something. Let's just say I want lorem ipsum to be a title this time. So I'm gonna remove that, capitalize this one. Oh, again, I don't think I'm going to teach this here, but just as a segue, you can actually change the case or the formatting of file just by, or yeah, the case of the file just by using this button. So by using this button, you can capitalize everything or capitalize each word, or toggle the case, which is getting the opposite of it, right? Getting the opposite of the case. See? Or you can do lowercase or sentence case. So that's worth mentioning, I think. So now we're back to styles. I want lorem ipsum to be a title. So all I have to do is select lorem ipsum and click on title, and just like that, lorem ipsum is now in title format, right? So the appearance of the styles depends on the design of the page. So you actually have to select a document formatting style that you prefer for the styles in the home tab to be different or unique. Alright, so let's say I want to select this one. Alright, I want this one with the orange design. So I just have to click on this. Now that I've selected it, see how it changed to that size and font. It actually changed everything. So I'm going back to home. As you can see, the heading is now orange. So if I want to create a heading, oh sorry, it changed everything. Alright. So if I want to create a heading, let's just say Dolorcet Amet is now my new heading. Alright, so let's capitalize this. So Dolorcet Amet is now my heading. So all I have to do is select this and click on heading. And just like that, it changed and it's now a heading. How do I check if it's a heading? I can do that by doing Control F. Opening the navigation pane and clicking on headings. And if you see that the Dolorcet Amet is now listed as a heading. So it means that our formatting worked, right? So we also have different styles here. We have styles for quotes, for intense emphasis, and others. So you can experiment with that and in your own time. So that's what we have for text styles. So now we have templates, right? So templates are like formats or styles, but they are not for individual texts or lines. They are actually for a whole document. So if you want to find templates for documents, you have to go to the File tab. It will actually take you to the backstage view of Microsoft Office Word. So from there, you have to click on New. Then here we have the templates. So we have the single-spaced blank, we have resumes, we have calendars, and we actually have brochures and more calendars and reports, and even certificates. So that is how we edit templates here. So let's just say I want to take this, this looks nice, right? This letterhead, so I'm gonna select this. Okay, then I'm going to click on create. So I'm currently downloading it, so it might take a while. Right, there we go. There we go. So this is now my downloaded template. I just have to edit it here. Right, just click and edit is the key. Okay, just click and edit. Logo here, this is a placeholder where you can put your logo in. Let's see if we can edit this text as well. Let's see if we can edit. Oh yes, you can edit it. Alright, let's change that. So here we have it. So my company is called Modular Potato. I'm going to align it to center so it looks cool. There we go. Alright. There you go. Now we just have to edit these things and we are good to go. See, that is how you select the template and edit it. Then you can save this like normal. It's okay. Alright. So now we are left with one final agenda, which is removing formatting from text. So let's just say you got tired or you panicked and you messed up. You don't know what you did to your text and you just want your old text back. You don't even want any of these. So to return your text to its original format, which is the default font and default font size, all you have to do is select the text and click on this little eraser thing. So if you click on this, it will clear all the formatting and you will be left with your original text. So if you do that, you're back with your original text and it would look as if nothing happened, right? So that is how you remove all the hard work you put into formatting your text. So that's it for today. We no longer have other topics for this lesson. So I hope you learned something and Thanks for watching.